All right, in this lesson, we're going to talk about two-step inequalities. So we just finished up one step, and now we're just going to add one more step to it, just like we did with the equations unit. So I'm going to start, just like I started with my equations, I'm going to put a little box around my variable, because that's what I'm solving for. And then I'm going to go ahead and continue my line down my page, splitting my inequality into two separate sides. Okay, just like before, I want to eliminate not only the 3, but the positive 4 as well. And this is when we do our PEMDAS backwards. So if you have some addition and subtraction to work on, you have to do that first. So I see that I have a positive 3 here. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides first. That's going to eliminate my 3's. And I'm going to bring down my positive 4x. I'm going to bring down my sign. And I'm going to go ahead and simplify 11 minus 3, which is 8. Okay, we just did one step. All right, I'm going to change my pen color so that you can see the two different steps happening. All right, I want to solve for my x, so I'm going to divide both sides by 4. When I do that, my 4's cancel out, and I'm left with x is less than 2. Therefore, my inequality is x is less than 2. All right, let's go ahead and graph it. 0, negative 2 and 2. I'm going to have an open circle on 2 going in the left direction. I'm going to go ahead and circle my answers. 2 is not an answer, but 0 is, 1 is, negative 8 is, and negative 4 are. All right, let me go back to my original pen color for the next one. Okay. Let's look at this. Notice that my variable's on the right-hand side. That's going to take an extra step at the end. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put a box around my x. And I'm going to figure out, well, do I get rid of the 6 or the 2 first? 6 is a positive 6, and he's not attached to anything, so I need to get rid of him first. So I'm going to subtract 6. 18 minus 6 is 12. I'm going to carry down my inequality. My 6's cancel out, and I'm left with positive 2x. I have one more step to do, so I'm going to go grab my blue pen. I'm going to put a box around my x. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. So 6 is less than or equal to x. All right, this is where I want to turn my inequality around. I'm going to put the x on the left-hand side. I'm going to keep the big side open to the x, just like it is in the original, and I'm going to finish it off with a 6. Let's graph it. I have a closed circle on 6, and it's moving in the right direction. So my answers are 6 and 7. Okay, let's try some with fractions. Okay, let's go ahead and see what we remember from our equations unit when it comes to fractions. In this problem, I want to get the x by itself. So I need to get rid of my denominator first, so I'm going to multiply by positive 3. I did not multiply by a negative number, so I'm not going to flip my sign. I'm going to be left with 12 is less than, my 3's are going to cancel out, and I'm left with x plus 5. I'm going to go ahead and, actually I'm going to change my pen color. And I'm going to put a box around my x, and I'm going to get rid of the 5, so I'm going to subtract my positive 5. 12 minus 5 is 7, is less than, bring my x down. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn this around. X is greater than 7. Put it on my number line. 0, 7, and negative 7. I have an open circle on 7, and he's moving in the right direction. So my solutions are going to be, just one of them, 10. Okay, let's look at another fraction. Okay, let's go ahead and put a box around my variable. I'm going to draw my line, and I have a negative 3, but look at he's being divided right now, so I don't want to worry about him. I want to worry about things that are being added or subtracted. I'm going to look at my positive 4, and I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. So now I have x divided by negative 3 is greater than or equal to 2. But I'm not quite done. I have another step to do. to get my x by itself, I have to multiply by a negative 3. Uh-oh. We multiplied by a negative number. That means I need to take my sign and I need to flip it over. Therefore, my negative 3's will cancel out, and I'm left with x is less than or equal to negative 6. Be very careful. The rule for when you have to flip the sign is when you multiply or divide by a negative number, then you have to flip your sign. All right, let's go ahead and graph him. I have a closed circle on negative 6, and I'm moving in the left direction. So it looks like negative 6 is a solution, negative 7, and that's about it. All right, that is the last part of our lesson today. Just remember that a two-step inequality is just like a two-step equation, but be on high alert for when you have to flip that sign.